Did you know that every year cardiovascular diseases claim more than 17 million lives across the globe, according to the World Health Organization, WHO? What's even more frightening is that high cholesterol, a silent enemy, is quietly creeping into the lives of over 39% of adults worldwide, most of whom have no idea. More than half of them only realize it when it's too late. A sudden heart attack, cutting through a family breakfast, or an ordinary day turning into a life-changing event. Let me tell you a true story about my friend Jim, 52 years old. He helped me make this video to share his experience with you. I used to live in that darkness without a single doubt until one small moment woke me up, Jim told me as we made this video. That day was a bright spring morning just like any other in Texas. I, Jim, was in my small kitchen brewing coffee like I always did. But that morning, as I held the steaming cup in my hand, my fingers were ice cold, even though the room was a warm 70 degrees Fahrenheit. I laughed it off, thinking maybe it was my age, or maybe because I'd stayed up late watching my granddaughter Lily, who kept asking for just one more fairy tale before bed. But a few weeks later, when climbing stairs left me short of breath and the fatigue wouldn't go away, I started to worry. My body was screaming for help. I nearly ignored the signs, and today I want to share with you the 12 warning signs of high cholesterol I once overlooked. Small signals that could save your life, just like they saved mine. Warning sign 1, yellow patches around the eyes. It started quietly, on my face. One day, while shaving, I noticed tiny yellow patches near the corners of my eyes. They were pale yellow, not painful or itchy. I assumed it was just aging or staying up late watching football with friends at the local bar. I even joked with my wife, Susan, "Guess I'm really getting old, huh?" We both laughed. But during a regular checkup, the doctor looked at my eyes and said seriously, "Jim, this is xanthelasma cholesterol deposits under the skin." I was stunned. Around 1% of people develop this, but for those with high levels of bad cholesterol, low-density lipoprotein LDD, it's much more common. It doesn't hurt your eyes or cause immediate danger, but it's a warning sign that something deadly is building up inside. After a weekend barbecue with grilled beef and a couple of beers, I looked in the mirror again, and those yellow spots were more visible, like tiny signs shouting, "Wake up, Jim!" If you notice anything unusual around your eyes, don't ignore it. It could be the first sign. Warning sign 2, leg pain while walking. Then came those peaceful evening walks with Max, my dog, something I always cherished. I loved seeing the old oak trees, about 30 feet tall, hearing birds sing and chatting with my neighbor Bob about the weekend's football game. But just 600 feet into the walk, my legs would start aching, like my muscles were begging for help. I figured maybe I was just out of shape or my shoes were too worn after 3 years of use. I pushed through the pain, sweat pouring down even though the weather was a cool 65 degrees Fahrenheit. The ache felt like someone was squeezing my calves. Later, the doctor explained, "Jim, this is peripheral artery disease, PAD. Cholesterol is clogging the arteries in your legs." Millions of people over age 50 live with PAD, and if the arteries in your legs are blocked, the ones around your heart or brain might be too. So I started walking slowly in my backyard for 20 minutes a day. At first it was tough, but after 2 weeks the pain lessened. One evening I told Max, "See that? This old man still got it," and gave him a pat on the head. If your legs hurt when you walk, don't brush it off. Your body is trying to get your attention. Warning sign 3, tingling or numbness in hands and feet. Another quiet sign showed up during relaxing evenings. I was watching the football game, Dallas Cowboys versus the Eagles, one I'd been looking forward to all week, when suddenly my hand holding the remote went numb, like thousands of tiny needles pricking me. I assumed it was from sitting too long in my recliner, rubbed my hand a bit and ignored it, but then it happened again in my legs while lying on the sofa watching the nightly news. That pins and needles feeling was uncomfortable, but I convinced myself it was just temporary. The doctor, though, was firm. "Jim, this is a sign that cholesterol is narrowing your blood vessels. Oxygen isn't reaching your nerves. If left unchecked, it can cause permanent nerve damage." I remembered my friend Tom, who laughed off the numbness in his hand and now uses crutches because his PD got worse. I didn't want to end up like that, so every evening I grabbed a bottle of olive oil and massaged my hands and feet for 10 minutes. Susan joined me, and it became our family massage time. As we massaged each other, we reminisced about meeting at the county fair. Our laughter filled the room, even though it was only 50 degrees Fahrenheit outside. If your hands or feet go numb often, don't take it lightly. That's a serious warning. Warning sign for headaches around the temples. Then the headaches started, not the quick ones I used to get, but deeper, longer lasting. I work as a carpenter at a small wood shop, and the holiday season is our busiest time. With the pressure of all the orders, my temples would throb like someone was pressing them with 5 pounds of force. I blamed stress or lack of sleep from babysitting Lily, but it felt different, more persistent, sometimes with dizziness, like getting off a roller coaster. I told my doctor, and he said, "High cholesterol is slowing blood flow to your brain, creating pressure in your head." Tens of millions of people with cholesterol levels over 200 milligrams per deciliter experience this, and I was one of them. So I switched from coffee to green tea and cut my salt intake from 1 teaspoon to half a teaspoon per meal. That small change made my head feel lighter after a few weeks. I told my son Jake, "I don't want to age too fast. I want to be strong enough to teach your kids woodworking just like my dad taught me." If you get frequent headaches, don't assume it's just stress. Pay attention. It could be something more serious. Warning sign 5. Upper right abdominal pain. One cozy evening with the family, when everything seemed perfect, we had grilled meat, French fries, and a few beers. A fun dinner with Jake and little Lily. But afterward I felt a dull ache in my upper right abdomen, like a 2-pound rock was pressing down. I thought I'd just eaten too much, drank some water, and laid down, but the pain didn't go away. The doctor later explained, "Jim, your liver and gallbladder are struggling with excess cholesterol." My liver was overworked, trying to filter the fats from my blood without getting a break. If too much cholesterol builds up, it can cause gallstones or liver inflammation, something I saw my mother go through. She was hospitalized for 2 weeks, her face twisted in pain. I didn't want that, so I added avocado and walnuts to my meals and cut down on fried foods. After just 10 days, my stomach felt better. One day, I made an avocado smoothie for the whole family. Lily loved it so much she ran around shouting, "Grandpa, make more!" If your stomach hurts after eating, don't just blame the food. It could be your liver sending a warning. Friends, these first 5 signs are not just stories, they're wake-up calls. If any of them sound familiar, leave a comment. Tell me which one you noticed, or just say, "I want to change." Every message motivates me to keep going. To help this channel reach 1,000 people who want to protect their health, I need you, because together we can do something meaningful. Warning sign 6. Shortness of breath. One peaceful afternoon turned into fear as I walked Max through the neighborhood park. After just a quarter mile, less than 5 minutes, I was gasping for air like I'd just run a 5K marathon. I told myself it was probably age or lack of exercise, but it didn't feel right. Even climbing the 10 steps to Lily's room left me winded, my chest tight, sweat pouring down even though the house was a cool 68 degrees Fahrenheit. The doctor told me, "Jim, this is your coronary arteries narrowing. Your heart has to work harder to pump blood." Many people with high cholesterol experience this. I was not alone. So I challenged myself, walk 5 more minutes each day, then 10. After 3 weeks, I could climb 15 steps without feeling out of breath. One evening I told Susan, "I'm getting stronger again, don't worry," and she gave me a soft smile that warmed my heart. If you feel shortness of breath after light activity, don't blame it on age. That's a sign you should not ignore. Warning sign 7. Cold hands and feet. Last winter, I experienced something strange. Even with thick gloves and wool socks, my fingers and toes were freezing, like ice, even while sitting indoors with the heater set to 72 degrees Fahrenheit. I thought maybe it was just the cold weather, since temperatures had dropped to 40 degrees that week. But it kept happening, even inside our warm living room. Susan once touched my hand and asked, "Jim, your hands are freezing, are you okay?" The doctor later explained, "Cholesterol makes it harder for blood to reach your extremities. It's like clogged pipes." So I started soaking my feet in warm water at 100 degrees Fahrenheit with a bit of Epsom salt each evening. The warmth would spread like a gentle gift after a long day. Susan joined me, and while soaking, she'd tell stories from when we first got married, how we were shy holding hands at the movie theater. If your hands and feet feel cold even in a warm room, don't just blame the weather. Your body may be warning you. Warning sign 8. Brain fog. Then came something scarier. My mind started playing tricks on me. One evening at dinner, Jake asked, "Dad, remember Uncle Bill, your high school buddy?" I froze. Just the week before, I'd had beers with Bill at a coffee shop, yet I couldn't recall his name. I laughed awkwardly. "Guess I'm getting old, Jake," but deep down I was worried. The doctor said, "That's brain fog, Jim. Cholesterol is slowing blood flow to your brain. Research shows high cholesterol raises the risk of Alzheimer's," and I thought about my dad, the man who forgot my name before passing from heart disease. I didn't want that for myself. So I began eating 6 ounces of salmon twice a week and doing crossword puzzles with Lily every night. After 1 month, my memory improved. I even bragged to Jake, "I still remember every football game from high school." If you find yourself forgetting names or events, don't just chalk it up to age. Your brain might be asking for help. Warning sign 9. Persistent fatigue. Fatigue became a stubborn enemy I couldn't shake. Some mornings, I'd wake up and still feel exhausted, even after a solid 8 hours on a soft bed. It felt like running on empty, from holding the saw at the shop to chasing Lily around the yard. I figured maybe it was just physical work standing for 6 hours a day, but that wasn't it. The doctor told me, "Cholesterol is making blood flow less efficient, Jim. Your body has to work twice as hard just to function." So I added 1 apple and 1 orange to my breakfast every day and drank warm lemon water each morning. Slowly, the energy returned. One afternoon, I raced Max across the yard. He beat me by 50 feet, but I laughed out loud. This old man still got it. If you feel tired even after plenty of rest, don't ignore it. It might be a big red flag. Warning sign 10. Chest pressure or tightness. One night, while watching TV with Susan, I nearly fell off the couch. My chest suddenly felt heavy, like someone was pressing a 10-pound weight down on it. I sat up, breathing deeply, trying to calm down. I feared it was a heart attack. The doctor confirmed, "Jim, that's cholesterol blocking your coronary arteries." This condition takes millions of lives each year, and I didn't want to be next. So I started eating 1 cup of oatmeal every morning and walking 20 minutes daily. After just 2 weeks, the chest tightness disappeared. One night I held Susan's hand and whispered, "I don't ever want you to worry like that again," and I saw her eyes well up. If your chest feels tight or pressured, don't worry, get it checked. That could be the loudest warning your body gives you. Warning sign: 11 people, pale or bluish skin. Even my skin began to change. One morning while shaving, I noticed my lips and fingertips looked pale, sometimes even bluish, especially when the temperature dipped to 40 degrees Fahrenheit. I felt embarrassed, like I'd aged 5 years overnight. But the doctor said, "Your blood isn't circulating well, Jim. That's because of the cholesterol." So I started drinking 8 cups of water daily and added 1 cup of spinach to every meal. Gradually, my skin regained its healthy color. One day, Lily held my hand and smiled. "Grandpa, your hand is warm again." If your skin changes color, don't just blame it on the cold. Your body is crying out for help. Warning sign 12. Trouble with intimacy in men. Finally, for men like me, cholesterol can affect something we often don't talk about. I started having trouble in the bedroom, not performing like I used to. I assumed it was just part of aging after 50+ years of life. But the doctor said, "Jim, blood isn't flowing to where it needs to go. That's cholesterol." Many men with cholesterol levels above 240 milligrams per deciliter face this issue, and it's often an early warning of heart disease. I started eating 1 ounce of almonds daily and doing 15 minutes of light yoga every morning. Slowly, things improved. One evening, I joked with Susan, "I'm still young, right?" And she giggled, restoring my confidence. If intimacy has become difficult, don't dismiss it. It's more than aging. It might be your body's alarm bell. I live for Susan, Jake, and Lily. Good health is my gift to them. To teach Lily woodworking like my father taught me. To watch sunsets with Susan from our porch. If that's what you want to, try this 30-day challenge. Walk for 20 minutes daily, add more veggies to your meals, cut back on fried foods. You'll feel the difference. I climbed 15 steps without gasping and played with Lily without getting tired. If Jim's story touches you, please hit subscribe. I want to hear from you. What worries you? What helps you feel better? Every subscription is a step toward building a healthy community and avoiding unnecessary risks. Help me make this real, because I believe you want to live better too. Looking back, I feel lucky I woke up in time. I remember my dad. He passed away from heart disease when I was just 30. He used to sit with me in the wood shop, teaching me how to handle a saw and measure wood down to the inch. But he never got the chance to learn about cholesterol like I did. I don't want you or anyone you love to say goodbye too soon because of missed signs. I changed. I now walk 20 minutes a day, eat oatmeal instead of white bread, and get a health checkup every 6 months. And today I live better and stronger for my family. You can too. Start now. Try an oatmeal breakfast or take a walk around your neighborhood with someone you love. Thank you for staying with us until the end of this video. If Jim's story spoke to you, give us a like or hit subscribe. Every action you take brings hope and helps me and my friend Jim grow this community, so no one has to suffer from neglected health. If you have a story to share with others, type 1 in the comments and email me your experience. Together we can make a difference. I truly believe that. Thanks for listening to our story. See you next time.